Here are the top stories of the news. ADC defends Atiku Abubakar's absence from National Peace Accord signing. President Bola Tinubu urges Governor Demola Adeleke not to shame opponents following victory in Osun State governorship election. Foreign scene, Ebola outbreak grows in Democratic Republic of Congo with over 2,500 deaths recorded. Good afternoon and welcome to some news. The African Democratic ADC has defended the absence of presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar from signing the National Peace Accord, saying the decision was a protest against what it described as the failure of the peace process to address electoral violence. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, said this on Friday during an interview. Abdullahi said the ADC's decision not to participate in the signing ceremony was deliberate, arguing that politicians had repeatedly signed similar agreements in previous election cycles without seeing corresponding action when violations occurred. Abdullahi also referred to comments attributed to Osun Senator Francis Fadausi in the lead-up to the recent state governorship election, saying the committee had failed to respond adequately. He maintained that the party's position was intended to compel the National Peace Committee, the group which organized the accord, to do more than organize ceremonial signing event.
Call for the reconciliation. Expand your coast. That is the only way you can give thanks to Osun people. Not the way you sang it or celebrate it. It's the way you act it. Use me as an example. And I got here. God put me here. Where you are today, God put you there. Not the smartness of any of these people. It's just their support, not their smartness. It's the wish of God that prevailed and the wish of the people followed. And you are in a very, very unique position to make history. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Promote unity, peace, and stability. Use it. You started, he's a progressive. All you are doing now is progressive instinct. And you did a very good mobilization with your team. Very good job. You saw fear, you screamed. Thank you, sir. Promote democracy, promote stability, promote rule of law. Don't stigmatize any of your opponent. Okay, let's look at the trajectory of the history. I saw one of my opponents now say he will go back to subsidy. I read it. That is demonstration of a serious ignorance on governance and economy. Before I came here, 27 states are unable to pay salaries. Not to even talk of pensioners, salary of workers. In your state, I know a man that raised, who is nicknamed half salary. They come to the federal, cap in hand, unable to do anything. The salary you pay feeds families. The way I had the local, so I'm here to thank Mr. President, the father of the nation, because he fought for this democracy. That is why he allowed free and fair election, and that is the result. That is why I'm here to say thank you for making sure that democracy lives in Nigeria. Okay? Thank you very much.
President Bola Tinubu has urged Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State not to shame his opponent. Recently concluded governorship election. Tinubu stated these when he received the governor at the presidential villa in Abuja on Thursday. Said that Adeleke did not try anybody but won an election. According to him, anyone who does not celebrate a free and fair election does not deserve the laughter, the happiness of democracy. Tinubu told the governor that the only way for him to thank the Osun people is to expand his coast. Speaking after the meeting, Governor Adeleke said the visit was to appreciate the president for allowing a free and fair election, the just concluded election in Osun State. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has maintained his stance on the removal of the fare subsidy by his administration, saying that a call for the reversal of the policy by one of his opponents is a demonstration of serious ignorance on government economy. Tinubu stated this on Thursday when he received the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke at the presidential villa, however, did not reveal the identity of the opponent. The president said 27 state governors were unable to meet the obligations to their workers before he assumed office in 2023 and had to depend on the federal cabinet. Tinubu had, while delivering his speech during his inauguration on May 29, 2023, announced the removal of subsidy. Despite criticisms from Nigerians and opposition leaders who lamented the hike in the price of petrol, food, and other services, the president said this decision was in the interest of the nation's economy and citizens.
I saw one of my opponents now say he will go back to subsidy. I read it. That is demonstration of a serious ignorance on governance and economy. Before I came here, 27 states are unable to pay salaries. Not to even talk of pensioners, salary of workers. In your state, I know a man that raised, whose nickname half salary. They come to the federal, cap in hand, unable to do anything. The salary you pay feeds families. They were the local governments. They are in the states. We are the concentration of population. They are in the states. Take out the president. Regard every other person as common men. They have families to feed. The infrastructure you embark upon, on the road network, housing, school rehabilitation.
Re-elected Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has called on residents to heal, unite, and work together towards building a greater state following his victory in Saturday's governorship election. Adeleke, in a statement shared on his X on Friday, expressed gratitude to the people of the state for renewing his mandate, describing the victory as a collective achievement. The governor thanked traditional rulers, religious and community leaders, civil servants, pensioners, youths, women, artisans, traders, farmers, and other residents who supported his administration and participated in the election. He said the outcome reflected the people's decision to continue with his administration. Adeleke also remembered victims of electoral violence reported before the election, expressing condolences to their families.
My dear people of Osun State, This is to sincerely thank you for your love and support that gave our party the victory in the last Saturday's election. I thank the workers, market women and men, the youths, religious leaders, and all citizens for believing in me and rewarding our good work with your votes. My appreciation also goes to our fathers, the traditional rulers, under the leadership of Oni Adeyeye, Enijo Baba Tunde Ogunwusi, Oni of Ife. I thank the leaders and members of our party, Accord. I honor memories of all those who lost their lives during the electioneering campaign. May God comfort their family. God bless you all. God bless Osun State, the state of the living spring, and God bless the Federal Republic of.
Senator Saliu Mustafa, who represents Kwara Central in the National Assembly, has resigned from the All Progressives Congress APC. Mustafa announced his resignation in a letter dated August 14, 2026, addressed to the APC World Chairman of Gambari Ward 1 in the Ilorin East local government area of the state. The senator said this decision followed weeks of consultations with his constituents, supporters, political associates, stakeholders, and other well-meaning inquiries over recent developments within the party in the state. He said he joined the APC as a founding member because of his commitment to good governance, unity, and service to the people. He, however, expressed concern that the party's current leadership in Kwara had departed from those principles. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Netanwe Yitwater, has apologized for a gift to members of the party over perceived wrongs during his internal processes, saying the National Working Committee takes responsibility for such actions. Yitwater made this known in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, during the inauguration of the APC campaign office and campaign council on Thursday. The inauguration followed intensive deliberations with party leaders and agreed to members of the need for reconciliation, peace, and unity of purpose ahead of the 2027 general elections. The APC chairman appealed to members who felt hurt, injured, prevented, or excluded in any way to forgive the party and remain united. He said the responsibility extended beyond Oyo State, stressing that the committee that conducted the party's internal processes was constituted by the national leadership, and therefore any mistake committed by it amounted to a mistake by the party. Meanwhile, Kebbi State Deputy Governor Umar Abubakar Tafida has reaffirmed his loyalty to the All Progressives Congress APC, President Bola Tinubu, and Governor Nasir Idris. Abubakar Tafida stated this shortly after a meeting with Governor Idris at the Government House in Breeding Kebbi on Thursday. He expressed confidence that the APC would secure victory in the 2027 general elections and urged party members in Kebbi State to close ranks and support all the party's candidates. The Deputy Governor also appealed to his supporters and associates to continue supporting Governor Idris for the success of his administration. Still talking politics, the presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Party, NDC, P2B, has officially kicked off his campaign ahead of the 2027 presidential election, challenging other candidates wishing to lead Nigeria in the 2027 election to come before the electorate, defend their record, and answer questions about their capacity to govern the country. Obi, who spoke at a press conference at his residence in Onitsha on Friday to mark the commencement of the 2027 Presidential and National Assembly campaign, said no presidential candidate should hide behind the high walls of power or rely on proxies and surrogates during the campaign. He pointed out that Nigerians deserve to hear directly from those seeking their mandate and subject their records, credentials, and policy proposals to public scrutiny. The former Anambra State governor, who is seeking the presidency alongside his running mate, Rabi Kwankwaso, said he and his running mate will personally take their campaign for Nigerians across the country. He identified poverty, food insecurity, internal displacement, unemployment, weak infrastructure, unreliable electricity, insecurity, The high cost of doing business as major challenges confronting the
Every candidate must be willing to present their credentials, defend their records, and subject their vision to open scrutiny. No candidate should hide behind the high walls of power, send proxies, or surrogates to do the host, and expect Nigerians to entrust them with leadership of their country. Every candidate must seek the presidency must have the courage to come before the people, answer their questions, defend their records, and subject their vision to public scrutiny. True leadership requires presence and empathy. No one can lead from the front without standing with the communities across Nigeria devastated by banditry, criminality, terrorism, or flooding. You cannot truly lead a people you are unwilling to visit, listen to, and understand. Today, I make a clear commitment that I and Senator Rabi Kwankwaso will take our message directly to Nigerians. We will listen to them, understand their concerns, and engage them openly. We will not delegate this duty process. We will answer the questions, defend our record and character, and present our plan to rebuild Nigeria. Any presidential candidate that lacks the resolve to travel across the country, meet the people, and respond to their questions lacks the capacity to govern it. I commit to commencing the journey of resetting Nigeria by uniting it, securing it on the path of economic and inclusive growth, and moving our country from consumption to production. A new Nigeria is possible. God Almighty bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And away from that, at least 46 bodies have so far been recovered following a boat accident in Gurau community, Goronyo local government area, Sokoto State. The accident occurred on Thursday when a boat carrying 77 passengers, including men, women, and children, reportedly capsized in the community. Confirming the incident, the spokesperson for the Sokoto State Police Command, Atiku Ahmed Tinubu, said 46 corpses had been recovered while 15 passengers were rescued. I said rescue operations were still ongoing with security agencies and emergency responders searching for the remaining 16 passengers. The latest incident occurred exactly 1 year after a similar boat accident in Kijio community, also in Goronyo local government. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We'll be right back. Break.